Let's create a budget. Let's get out of debt. Let's build wealth.
Hey guys, welcome back. So in this video, I want to kind of get into all of it. Well, I guess we're going to do more of the bills and budget again and show you exactly how this works. So let's enter in some, I'm going to simulate, some bills here. Okay, so I added some miscellaneous bills here. So you would basically go through, make your list. I encourage everyone when they're making this list out to always go through, if you use your debit card, if that's what you've been using, or you use credit cards or a combination, pull out those statements and just go through it and make sure that you add absolutely everything. This is kind of a one-time setup, so you want to make sure you include everything that you possibly can think of. So once you go through, and while you're looking at that statement, look at what the payment was and fill out this payment field. So you go through, you list all of the minimum payments. So use your statement, write down the description, and this can be like Wells Fargo mortgage. You can make the description whatever you want. It's your personal use. You know, with to your specs and how you want it to be. And then, while you're at it, if you're actually in your mortgage statement, go ahead and look up the value of it and how much you owe. You can enter that. And then same with car, and then we have some credit cards here. So once you have this list completely done, then once you mark down every possible thing you can think of, literally look at your statement because it can kind of help you out quite a bit. So again, we understand that once you have this set up, you have your sheet set up, your formulas are working, you have your descriptions, you have all your bills listed. Once you understand what it is you're doing, right, you want to look at this as a thought process that you're going to be paying. You have a certain bills, right, and you got to look at this from the point of going to be 3 areas that I'm going to be spending money out of to pay for these things. And remember, that's the checking account and credit card. So if we look at this, most people, when they get paid, they pay all of their bills. They'll pay the mortgage, they'll pay the light bill, they'll pay the electric bill, they'll pay the car note, and they'll pay their insurance. So you're not changing that. You're still paying it. The only difference is so that when this credit card, the Bill's credit card, you run the electric bill on here, and the difference is you're still going to pay it. You're going to pay this card off every month. So you're not paying any interest. So don't worry about interest on the credit card. Now, does this take discipline? Yes, it's minimal. But if you can't control that, then don't do it this way. Just pay everything out of your checking account. But if you make $5,000, you're paying $3,000 to your mortgage and $2,000 to your electric out of your checking account anyway. You'll run the $2,000 on the bills. You're still going to pay the $3,000 to your mortgage, but you're going to pay the $2,000 to the credit card. So why do that? If the credit card has some kind of rewards. If it's just a credit card with the annual fee and high interest rates, there's no benefit at all, then there's no point in putting it on the credit card. You can postpone that payment. You could push it out. So if you really understand velocity banking, you can use that to your advantage. But make sure you're using a credit card that you're getting cash back, gas points, food points, coupons for eating anything. But that's the idea. And so if we understand that, then we gotta, okay, so now we'll look at our list. We have mortgage. This can't be paid with a credit card 90% of the time. We're gonna use, this will just come out of our checking account. Electric, we'll go over to bills. So we'll take this, you can copy it, and we're gonna look over here at the bills credit card. We're gonna paste this right here in the bills credit card. Then we look at water, trash, gym membership, Netflix. Gym membership, it's important. This is where it depends on what's important to you. If you feel a lot of people get gym memberships, they don't even use it. So make sure you're using it. Make sure it's benefiting your health. It's keeping your body, mind, everything safe if you're doing that. If it's not, and it's just you kind of want to keep it, but you're not really using it, then I will put this on the budget. But if it's something that you're going to be using, you understand, it can go there. Cell phone, could be paid with credit card. So we can actually take these, copy these over, and we'll paste it here. And we can actually delete this so we don't get confused. Then you have your car payment. This can't be paid with credit card. That will go up. Car insurance. Almost all car insurance can be paid with credit card. Internet, cable can be paid with credit card. Ties, if you could pay with this with credit card, you put it on the bills side, and you take those out. Now, groceries, this can be itemized out. If you set a limit and you're paying $4.50 every single month for groceries regardless, then you put it there. I would actually put this on a budget because it can kind of fluctuate. Plus, it's not like you're just spending $450 all at once. You may spend $200 every 2 weeks. Maybe, if you think this is going to be higher, you want to put the highest amount you can. If you think it's going to be lower, leave it at what you think the highest amount you ever pay would be. Gas. This is gas for like the cars. This would be under budget. Entertainment will be under budget, and the fact that needs could change. We'll move these over to budget and to delete those out. Daycare, childcare. This, if it can be paid with credit card, it'll be moved over here. If it couldn't, it would stay here. We're going to assume that we can pay this with the credit card. And these, obviously, credit cards can't be paid. You have to pay those out of the account. So now, what did you do? You separated all your bills. So you look at this Visa. Let's name this something. Citibank, One, Discover, American Express. Okay, so now we know that our budget is going to be $670. Now, right now we're showing negative cash flow, and for the purpose of this, let's just give this guy a raise because he don't have any cash flow. Okay, so now we look at this, and you look over here. Okay, you only have grocery, gas, and entertainment. I personally, you want to keep your cash flow as high as possible, but you also don't want to be like, in a way, lying to yourself. You're the only one looking at this. You probably spend more than this. There's nothing in here for Starbucks or stopping at the store grabbing soda or giving the kids $20, something. So I would always maybe add a miscellaneous in here, and just add this to your budget. Let's do, wouldn't really go that high personally, but make sure that this budget, because this is really important, guys. If you ever watch other videos, budget drives all of this. We want to make sure that this budget is, at least something that we can do every month. Now, I would maybe even inflate this. That way, if you're every month, you got $50, $60 left over, then you could take $25 out of this miscellaneous part of it. So always add the miscellaneous. Go ahead and inflate this a little bit and see if you are sticking to your budget. And if you are, and you have extra money, then you can decrease the miscellaneous amount. But I would always put that in there first. So now, and this is something that I want to get into in future videos, but I'm just going to tell you guys now, you want to add one more bill on here, and this is going to be myself. Got to pay ourselves first. And, a lot of people say 10%. There's a lot of mixed everybody's different. So this, you set something to yourself. I don't care what it is. So let's just say we're going to do we'll do $50 a month. Now that you have this separated out, you understand that you have your bills. So what we're going to do is these bills right here, we'll go through, and let me put random dates on all of these. Okay, so they all have dates. Now what you want to do is you have your credit card. So you have your 4 credit cards. You have your budget bills separated out. You know what's going to be paid with credit card and what's going to be paid with out of your checking account. That's what you've done so far. So now you need to look at it this way. You need to choose for bills and budget. You need to choose a card that you're going to pay these with. Okay, so you got to look at your credit cards first. Look at the balances, right? I mean, not balances, but the credit line that's available. See, your bills are going to be almost $2,000 a month, which you want to make sure you have a credit card that has enough room to cover that. So, once you figure out, okay, all of my credit cards will work for bills or budget, it doesn't really matter. Then you look at it by which one gives the best benefits. The best benefits is Discover card, and you're going to make Discover your bills your highest one. This will be Discover. I always put in parentheses bills because I need to know which one's bills and budget. We can now take this out, move these values up. Now, if you already have a balance on your credit card, this minimum payment will no longer be valid. You no longer have a minimum payment. Your minimum payment is now total that your bills, because we're going to be paying this off every month. That's going to become your minimum payment. Whether you have a balance on it or not, you already have a balance, this is still going to be your payment. Where's this money coming from? It's coming from your income. It's already factored into expenses. These bills would have been coming out of your checking account normally. It's now just going to be coming out of the card, and the money that would have paid these with through your credit card, through your checking account that you would have just made your payments with, now be one payment to your credit card. All of these due dates now become one due date. That's what simplifies it. That's what helps you be able to manage your money better, is one due date for all of these. Once we decide Discover it's going to be that one, we now need to pick our next best. And let's say Capital One is giving us, some reward points. We want to use Capital One as the budget card. Now we still have all 4 credit cards. Capital One, Discover, Citibank, and Express. Now move this up. And you're probably looking at this myself, and what are you going to do with that? I will open a Roth IRA. I will eventually be making videos and showing you guys how to do that. You could do just a regular broker account and then use that money to help pay for all of this, but we'll get into that at a different time. So now the next thing you need to do is you need to call your credit card company and change their due date. I would change it to like 25th. Almost every single credit card has this. Log into your account, look around at it's another thing a lot of people never do. Look around at account settings, look around at all the different things that's possible, and if not, just call them, ask them if you could change your due date. Okay, so I don't know what we had. I think it was. Now the next step is you need to put all of these on auto pay. So, and what card are we using? Oh, you need to change this. This will equal whichever one you're using for that. And you can that smaller. And your budget card is going to equal this. So that way you know the name of it. It tells you which card that you're using. It's just good to have that so you know which one it is. All right. Put all of these on auto pay. Now, how is this going to work? We'll do a step by step in the next video. This status here, you don't really need this one. These right here, due dates don't matter. It's just a credit card. This is what you're going to be. Every time you need to fill up on gas, you'll use this credit card. Every time you go grocery shopping, you use this credit card. If you go to the movies or out to eat, stuff like that, you use this card. This card, now that it's due on the 25th of every month, you're going to pay this card off to zero. So instead of just using your checking account for that card, use this and pay it off. Same with the bills. So once you have this set up, you know all your due dates, you know all of your descriptions of your bills, you know your minimum payments, you have the balance, you have everything set up. You need to go get all of your credit cards together, tie all of them together. Your debit card, this Bill's credit card right here, the American Express, the Citibank, take all those cards, get them all together. Keep stuff. You need to understand and know where your stuff is and what you're doing. You need to manage this. So you get all those cards, put them away. You don't need to keep those credit card with you. Don't keep this with you. And your debit card, don't keep your debit card because your debit card is now here. So you keep all of these with you. The only one you're going to keep with you is this Capital One. Now, I always tell people, if you just like that extra security, find your next extra credit card, like maybe American Express. Keep it, on you. Lock it somewhere close in case you need an emergency. You'll have that. But other than that, this is all that you need. So guys, I hope you found value in this video as far as setting this up, understanding that, there is a process in which we're doing. We understand that there's three little areas. We have all our bills. We list all of our bills out. We separate them into categories, basically. Checking account, what credit card we're going to use to pay our bills, and what we're going to be using for budget. And I've had this a few times where you don't get confused here. If you have a bill, say this electric, right? It can't be paid with a credit card. It would just come over here. You need to pay it out of your checking account every month. So you kind of look at this like those three little pictures we just looked at. Checking account, one credit card, two credit cards. The areas, that's all you need. So again, guys, I hope you found value in this video. Questions, leave them below. I'll get to those as soon as I can. And I'll see you in the next video.